So, are you a chronic note taker? This was the title of my podcast yesterday, so I thought I would come on here live and share a little bit more detail. You could get a little bit more seeing me face to face here. And of course, if anyone has questions, comments, things like that, I'm more than happy to answer them right now. So for a lot of people, like, are you a chronic note writer? One of the things that I just wanted to speak on today is because it seems like a bit of a random episode about if you're a chronic note taker and what that means for people. But basically, with note taking is that whatever you've taken notes of in the past, and I was actually sharing this at a workshop a couple of weeks ago, that it was a big aha for people. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I've gone either to events or I'm reading a book that I just love or I'm taking courses, I do a lot of courses over the years. I've worked with a lot of mentors and coaches and trainers because being a mentor, coach, and trainer, you also learn from coaches and trainers too. And always taking notes until I learned a different way of taking notes that makes a little bit more sense for me. And maybe this is you too. But one of the things that I noticed about taking notes over the years, and I'm currently writing a book, I've actually had it in the works for a few years ago. And then life happened. We had one of our sons passed away, and I didn't get to finish the book or even start it really fully. I had all my chapters kind of laid out and things, and I keep going back to it. But what I find unique is that I am going through boxes of notes. And what I'm finding in my notes is that the exact same thing that I was saying, you know, 5, 10, 15, even 20 years ago is the same message that I have now. And I also noticed that when I was taking notes, let's say I went to a particular workshop, and there was one with Stephen Covey quite a few years ago, and the notes of my ahas even then were pretty consistent to what I'm doing today. Okay, so that's why I think it's kind of important that if you are a voracious note taker, maybe consider that the notes that you have been taken is just your soul, spirit, your guides, something that is just keep coming up for you over and over and over again that you're actually meant to share with the world. And several years ago when I was actually I'd won a national award, and it was a humbling but enlightening experience all at the same time, because when I won that award, one of the things that I had done differently in that business was really deeply understand my leaders and give them a lot of aha moments. And so what I had written down is that my purpose that I want to do is to, and I didn't even know what the word self-development even was 100% about at the time, but I had written down in my little black book that I carried with me everywhere when I would jot down things that I wanted to remember, either when I was leadership training or, one-to-one coaching with some of my team. And I would jot down these aha moments. And I had jotted down that I wanted to really, really help people with self-development, leadership skills, sales skills, and to do it in a way that was authentic for them. And it's the pillar in which I stand on right now that, one of my mentors called this, and if you haven't followed her, definitely follow her. But what kind of soapbox do you want to stand on? And the notes that you've been writing yourself, and it could be even, I'm now looking at books in a whole different way too, because I'll be like, oh, I, the notes that I even have written in books when I've gone to trainings. And the thing is that I haven't wanted to throw away these notes yet. Like, there is a reason that they hang around. Okay? So just consider this, that maybe the notes that you've been writing in and taking note of, we can go to the same webinar, you, me, 5 other people, and in that webinar, seminar, training, all 5 of us will take vastly different notes. And so I just want you to consider this, that maybe the notes that you've been taking are just a little from the universe coming down saying, you need to speak about this more. And for years, I've always spoken about 3 things. Number 1 is, who are you? Like, who are you deeply? And number 2, who is it you're here to serve? And then number 3, how can you speak the love language of your ideal client? And that's a pattern that I've had over and over and over again throughout my very first speaking, which was, I still remember, I was just, I was 20 or 21. I was speaking to a women's group here in my little hometown, and the conversation that I had with them, there was about 12 to 14 ladies there, I guess, and it was, love your neighbor as yourself. However, from a Christian point of view, I really wanted them to hone in, and I brought out, I had mirrors, little mirrors, if they had contacts in their purses and stuff, to look in the mirror and to give themselves self-love. And it was really eye-opening for me at the time, because in that small group of women, maybe 1 or 2 of them were able to do it, but a lot of them were not able to even look themselves in the mirror and give themselves self-love. And that was the whole point of what I was talking about, is that, it's biblical, it's spiritual, it's in every kind of modality, by the way, because I've studied a lot of different, of course, not just Christianity, and it's in the same kind of substance. Love your neighbor as yourself. And in my human design, I'm a martyr heretic, and you don't need to be a martyr about this, okay? Because giving yourself self-love is the first step to knowing who you really are, what you're here on this planet to do, who it is that you're supposed to serve. And then, by giving yourself self-love, then you can give love to others. One of my blue personalities, a couple of weeks ago, she was so enlightened by the fact that she goes, oh, people, they've been bugging me for years, quit being a people pleaser. And she goes, but I'm actually, I feel the best when I'm helping others. I'm like, exactly. It's who you are. And when you get to help others, that's just a bonus. But always take care of yourself first and deeply know yourself, all aspects of yourself. So we have this energy right now too. It's called Gate 51, which is the gate of shock. I don't have this gate. I have the matching one, 25. And all my life, people have been trying to shock me, telling me these shocking stories. And a lot of them, they're in my notes. Because their stories, if they're unable to tell them themselves, it's stories that I love to share. It's how you get a better understanding of yourself when you can see yourself in other people's stories. And so, with this gate right now of shock, and people there's lots of shocking things going on in the world right now. But what's important is that with all of that going on, what are you doing? Who are you being? Are you feeding into it? Or are you allowing your true self to come out? Right? So some things to consider. So if you haven't watched that episode from yesterday, I highly recommend that you listen to it. let it sink into your soul, give me some aha moments. And I am going to be using like my own notes here, notes from years ago, to be writing a book. And one of my methods that I love to do, and I'll be sharing this in my paid content, is how can you take those notes, your human design, your personality, and actually make them into coherent thoughts. And I use not platform, I guess, but kind of a new modality to organize my notes. Because like I said, I have boxes and boxes of notes. And I'm thinking, how can I organize this that makes it coherent for myself and for others so that we can all learn? And it's a method called Zettelkasten. And so that's what I will be showing people, how you can write your own book from your own notes and have it in a way that's in alignment with what your soul's been here trying to tell you for years. Because those notes are really love letters that you're meant to share with other people. All right, so this is the live here today. Thank you so much if you've joined here live or if you're watching the replay. I would love to hear from you on, your notes, what they've been telling you for years.